So we'll get started. Hopefully everyone's all right. We'll start in a sitting position. I'm just going to start on my block to start, and we'll start with some nice shoulder mobility. So just bringing your arms up to sky. And what we're going to do here is interlace the hands behind the head, roll the shoulder blades back, opening up the chest, and then drawing elbows forward, rounding the spine, chin coming down. Coming back up, rolling shoulder blades back, eyes gaze to come up, and then coming forward, bringing chin down towards the chest. One more time to come open, eyes up, and then to round forward, chin coming down to chest. Head back to center, elbows out to the side, tipping right elbow over to right side. Bringing that right hand down to the ground, tipping a little bit further over to right side. Back up to center. Hands to the back of the head, rolling shoulder blades back, eyes gaze to come up. Coming back to center, left elbow over to left side. Bringing that left hand down a little bit further into your side stretch. Coming back up to center, hands behind the head. One last time, shoulder blades to come back, opening up the chest, and then drawing those elbows forward as we round the spine, chin to come down. Coming back up to center, bringing those interlaced palms to face up, coming right into our twist to left side. Coming back to center and twisting to right side. Coming back to center, releasing the arms to come down. Rolling the shoulder blades back, interlacing the fingers behind us, stretching out the shoulders. Wonderful. And then hands onto the legs. Just begin to sway those shoulders from side to side, just getting a little bit of movement for the spine. Nothing too drastic yet. Just noticing how your body's feeling after the day today, whatever your day was. Good. And then coming back to center. Hands to the heart. Nice deep inhale through the nose, releasing the breath. And then bringing our arms up to sky. So we'll start off with the hands above the head to tent the fingertips together. And I want you to stretch those hands open wide above the head. And then begin to draw the shoulder blades back as far as you can. Slowly letting those elbows and hands release down to the floor. Good. Slowly bringing those arms back up to sky. Hands above the head as we tent the fingertips, drawing those shoulder blades back. Elbows coming down, hands coming down. Beautiful. And then one more time to come up. Hands above the head to tent fingertips and to release. Beautiful. Bringing those hands onto the legs and your sway from side to side. All right. And back to center. So I want you to bring the right arm straight up to sky. I want you to roll the left shoulder blade back and bring the left fingertips back behind you. And you're going to twist to your left. Keep that right arm up to sky. Coming back to center. Lengthening left arm to come up. Right hand coming back behind you, twisting to right side. To come back to center, arms to come straight up as we open into our V formation. Palms back up to touch. Hands down to heart center. Thumbs onto the chest, bowing down, deep inhale, and releasing the breath. Wonderful. Head back to center, bring the arms back up again. Good. Interlacing the fingers, bringing those palms to face up, twisting to left side again. Back to center and twisting to right. Coming back to center, floating those arms down, gently bringing the hands behind you as you bring belly, chest, and head down towards the ground. Coming into your forward fold. Slowly coming back up to center and rolling those shoulder blades back. Wonderful. So now we will come into the body roll. First we were just shifting the shoulders from side to side. Now we're going to shift the spine in a circular rotation. So start going whatever direction you wish. And again, just noticing how your body's feeling right now. Making sure you're getting that belly massaged, shoulders, and that release of the neck. Very nice. Opposite direction. And then bringing our bodies back up to center, nice tall spine. So we'll come out of the cross-legged position, bringing your feet out in front into our diamond shape. And a little bit of spinal release to start. Actually, let's roll the shoulder blades and the elbows to come back, just kind of opening up that chest, shoulder mobility, fingers stretching, moving those wrists around as well. And then reaching the arms out to the sides. Tuck the belly in towards the spine, round the back, bringing those arms out in front so the middle finger or the fingers can touch. And then bringing the body right up to sky, opening into our V formation. Palms back up to touch, and then bringing the arms out to the sides, palms to face forward. Gentle draw of the belly in, rounding the spine, chin to come down. And then very slowly coming back up, arms up to sky, opening into our V formation, palms back up to touch, and hands coming down to heart center. Now what we're going to do is come into a forward fold, bringing the belly, the chest, and the head coming down, bringing hands towards the feet. Slowly coming back up to center, rolling shoulder blades, elbows, and hands to come back. Bringing those arms back up to sky, bringing those palms parallel with each other, and then you're going to twist to your left. Lots of twists tonight. Right hand on the inside of the right leg, left hand back behind. This time, look over to the left shoulder. Coming back up to center, long arms to reach up. And then twisting, bringing that left hand on the inside of the left leg, looking over towards right shoulder. Bringing those arms back up to sky, palms to face out, coming back into that forward fold. Just letting the arms release down by your sides, letting the spine curl, head release down. And then slowly unraveling the body to come up and rolling the shoulder blades back. I would like to come into a wide open V formation with your legs. So just taking a moment to open the legs and bringing your toes to face up, rolling the shoulder blades back, tenting the hands behind you. So you're kind of slightly rolling forward onto the sit bones, bending those elbows and bringing the fingertips as close in towards the back as possible. And starting off with your flat back. And again, never worrying about how far you're coming into this position with that flat back. Opening the chest towards the floor, and then bringing one hand out in front. Tuck the belly in as we round the spine, and then bringing that left hand out in front as we let the forehead come down towards the floor. Reach your arms out now into V formation and try to open the armpits and chest towards ground. Very nice. And coming back up to center, rolling the shoulder blades back. Gorgeous. There we go. A little bit of a side fold here. Keep your legs into that wide open position. Bring your right arm down to the right thigh. Some of you might be able to come down to the floor. Start off with it up on the leg though. And you're just going to float that left arm up, opening up the chest, bringing that right ear to face the right leg. Beautiful. Coming back up to center, arms to reach up. Opening into our V formation. Arms to come back up to sky and gliding that left arm down. Left ear facing the left leg, right arm lengthening up to sky. Coming back up to center, arms to reach up. palms to face out, floating those hands back behind you as you come into your forward fold. Belly, chest, and head coming down. Unraveling to come up to center and rolling those shoulder blades back. Very nice. All right, so just give your legs a little bit of a massage around the knees or your thighs, quads, or your shins. And then taking that moment to slowly bend the knees, bring them out in front, bringing that little bit of a sway of the knees from side to side. What a gorgeous night. Look at that sky. All right, coming onto hands and knees, coming into your tabletop position. Hello, Wild Violet Pottery. Bringing the hands wide spread, bringing the knees underneath the hips, just starting off with your hip sway from side to side. Very good. And then coming back to center. We're going to come right into our pigeon pose tonight. So right knee to come forward, left leg to extend back. Start off in your swan position and making sure body is nice and center and low. And then just bringing that right heel away from the body. You can open that right knee gently out to right side. Tense your fingertips as we lengthen the body. So we're going to do a little bit of a flow here in this pigeon pose. I want you to just slightly come forward with that flat back that we've been practicing. Open up the arms into that wide open V formation and bend the elbows almost like you're coming down into a push-up, lowering belly, chest, head coming down. Then you're going to push straight back up. Coming into that flat back fold. Good. Lowering down, just nice and slow. And then slowly coming back up. Beautiful. Last time we're going to hold this position for a moment, coming down. You can keep the fingertips tented, or you can reach those arms out in front, opening chest and head coming down. Walking ourselves back into that tall position, nice tall swan. Bringing the right hand out in front, opening the chest as you twist to the left side, bringing the left hand back behind you, or you can just keep that left hand down to the ground. For those of you that want to go a bit trickier into this position, if you're used to pigeon pose, swoop that left arm back behind you and bring it over to grab that right thigh. Beautiful twist in the pigeon. Coming back to center, place those hands onto the ground as you curl the toes under. We're going to come right up into a downward facing dog. Hips up high, opening chest down towards the floor, ears in line with the arms. Giving yourself a nice stretch here for a moment, heels coming down towards the floor. And then nice and slowly coming forward, bringing left knee forward, extending the right leg back, coming into pigeon on the other side. So again, sinking down low into this position, tenting the fingertips and lengthening the spine, crown of the head up towards sky. Very nice. So what you want to do in this position here, you're going to come forward with that flat back. Okay, you're going to extend your arms out to the side in a nice wide open V formation. And you're going to try and very slowly, like a wide arm push-up, lowering that chest and the head down towards floor, and then slowly pushing back up. Very nice. Coming back down, opening up chest to the ground, pushing straight back up. Nice flowing pigeon pose here. Coming down again one more time, and then slowly coming back up. Walking the hands back into that tall pigeon for a moment before we come into our twist. So again, lots of different variations for you. First variation, bringing that left hand closer to that left leg, twisting and opening the chest to the right side. If you can, the right hand comes to the back of the thigh. If not, just keep the hand beside you. And for those of you that can come into full twist, bringing that right hand back behind you over to your left thigh and sinking down low into this position. Beautiful. Shoulders dropped. Coming back to center, hands planted onto the floor, curling your right toes under, come up into your downward facing dog just for a moment and opening up that chest, hips are up high. And then walking your feet towards the hands, keeping the knees generously bent, tipping the hips up to sky, lowering the crown of the head down towards the floor. So nice bend in the knees here, but hips are up as high as they can. We're going to take our time, slowly unraveling to come up to standing position and rolling those shoulder blades back. All right, beautiful. Gorgeous night. Look at that sky behind me. Woo. Hands coming to heart center. So slight gapping between the feet. Bringing those arms up to sky, interlacing pointer finger and thumb to touch, and then coming over into that side stretch over to right side. Coming back to center and over to left. Coming back to center, opening the arms into our V formation. Palms back up to touch. Hands coming down to heart center. We're going to come right into a bit of a balancing pose, a little bit of a forward fold. So extending your right leg back behind you. Keep your hands at heart center. On the grass, it's a little more difficult to find a even spot. So if you're outside, find that flat spot on the ground. You're going to tip your hips back. You're going to keep your toes on the floor, just folding forward as far as you feel comfortable, and then bringing that right leg away from the ground. Now I want you to see if you can come forward. You might need to bend your knee, but what I want you to do is bring your fingertips down to the floor. Keep extending that right leg up as you now begin to bring the belly towards the thigh, bringing the head towards the knee. Slowly bending the knees, both feet onto the floor, unraveling the spine to slowly come up to center, rolling the shoulder blades back, rolling the elbows and the wrists. Hands to heart center, deep inhale, releasing the breath. Finding a spot for your right foot to plant into the grass or the floor, left leg extending back. As we start to tip forward, shoulders are dropped, then coming into your balancing position, bringing that left leg up. Continue to come forward until you can find the ground with the fingertips. Begin to lengthen left leg up, belly towards right thigh, head release down. Take your time, left foot down to the ground, bend those knees, hips up high, releasing the crown of the head towards the floor into our bent knee forward fold. Straighten the legs, walk your hands up the shins just below the knees and flattening out the back into our half fold. Slowly lowering down into full forward fold. And then bending the knees, taking your time to unravel, coming up into our standing position, shoulders and elbows and wrists to roll back. Same kind of movement, but a little bit of a twist into the next variation of that pose. Hands to heart center. Bring arms up to sky for a moment, opening into that V formation. Palms back up to touch. Hands coming down to heart center, extending right leg to come back. Again, folding forward with that flat back. This time, you're going to bring the right leg away from the floor, left fingertips down to the ground, bringing your right hand up to the hip. If you need to keep both hands to the floor, please do so. If you want to bring right arm up to sky, opening up that right palm. Beautiful. Right hand down to floor, right foot down to ground. Bending the knees as we slowly unravel to come up, setting the shoulders back, elbows and wrists. Hands to heart center, inhaling arms to sky, into our V formation. Inhale, palms to touch. Hands down to heart center, preparing for other side. Left leg to extend back, folding forward with that flat back. Bringing the left foot away from the ground, reaching the right fingertips down to floor, or you can bring both down. Left hand starts off on the hip, and then bringing left arm up to sky. Opening up that left palm. Please bend that right knee if you need to in this stretch. Making any modifications. Left hand down to ground, left foot down to ground. Bend the knees, hips up high, crown of the head towards the floor. And then slowly unraveling the body to come up to center, rolling those shoulder blades back. Beautiful. Shoulders, elbows, wrists to come back, getting a little bit more fluid with that movement. Beautiful. And coming back to center. Wonderful. Feet at hip distance apart or a little bit wider, slight bend in the knees. This is when we come into our sway. Very loose arms. Once again, I always tap my back in this position. All right. Coming back up to center. With feet at hip distance apart, I want to do some more twists today. So bringing the hands up to heart center, arms to come up to sky, hands to come down to heart center as you bend the knee to come into our chair pose. So you're going to bring your left elbow over to right thigh, right elbow up high, open that chest to the right side, and then you're going to stretch your left hand down to the floor and bring the right arm to come up. To sweep back to center, lengthening arms up to sky, and just slowly draw those hands back down into our chair pose. Hips are tipped back. Revolving over to left side, opening up the chest. Left arm to lengthen up, right hand down to ground. To come back to center, drawing those hands back up to sky into our V formation. Palms back up to touch, and hands down to heart center. Thumbs onto the chest, bowing down, deep inhale, and releasing the breath. And letting the arms come down by our sides. What I'd like to do, bring your legs open a little bit wider apart. Bring your feet into your V formation. And bend the knees, keeping body nice and center. Bringing those palms to face up. Bringing the arms out to shoulder height, bringing the pointer finger and the thumb to touch. And I want you to bend your elbows, bringing hands up to sky, and then lowering those arms so they're parallel with the floor. Good. Inhale to rise and to lower. Inhale to come up, to lower down. Good. One more time to come up, and arms back out at shoulder height. Keep the pointer finger and thumb touching. Nice long stretching arms here. Open the palms up towards sky. Bringing the arms all the way up, keeping those knees bent if you can. Now opening the arms into our V formation. Palms back up to touch. Hands coming down to heart center. Thumbs onto the chest, deep inhale, releasing the breath. Palms to face out, push the palms out. Draw in. Inhale to push out. Exhale to draw in. Good. One more time to push out. Exhale, draw hands in. Feet back parallel, a little bit of your sway or a little bit of a twist from side to side. Or lengthening the arms. If you want to raise those arms to come up. Again, this is your movement. Whatever feels best. Right. Coming back to center. Opening your stance a touch wider. So it's pretty wide stance, but not as wide as you'd be coming into for a warrior two pose. Bringing the right foot out to the side, the left toes slightly come in. This time we're going to place the hands onto the hips and turn to face that right leg. Come into your half fold, or if it's not a half fold, come down with a flat back. As far as you can, trying to bring that belly close towards that right thigh. Then I want you to lower your chest and your head down towards right leg. Bend the right knee, slowly walk the hands back up. Feet back parallel, a little bit of a sway, a little bit of a twist, or a little bit of a lengthening of the arms from side to side. Gorgeous. Okay, coming to other side. Left foot to turn out. Right toes to slightly come in. Straightening that left leg and turning to face the left side. Hands onto the hips. So I really want you to focus when you're folding is bringing that belly down towards the left thigh. Hands can be placed on the legs, but keeping your back flat to start. And then slowly lowering the chest and the head down towards that left leg. Bend that left knee, slowly walking ourselves back up to center, feet parallel with one another, and a little bit of your movement from side to side. Now that you're moving from side to side, you're going to open your stance as wide as you feel comfortable, keeping those feet parallel. Just keep shifting and moving for a moment. Lovely. Coming back to center. We're going to bring that right foot turned out to the right side, left toe slightly facing in, bending that right knee to align with the heel, and bringing the arms out to the sides so that they're parallel with the floor. And I want you to turn to look at your right fingertips. We're going to bend that right elbow and slowly bring that elbow down to the right leg, lengthening that left arm diagonally over to right side. With floating arms coming back into your warrior two. Coming back down, right elbow, left arm extending to right side. Bring those floating arms back to warrior two. And one more time, elbow coming down, left arm to lengthen, and then back into your warrior two. Looking at right fingertips, deep inhale. Exhale, release the arms, bringing the feet back to center, hands onto the hips as you tip your hips back, coming into your flat back fold. Opening that chest towards the floor and slowly coming back up to center. Beautiful. Left foot turned out to left side, right toe slightly facing in and bending that left knee. Just floating your arms out to the sides, palms parallel with the ground, lengthening and reaching those arms. Left elbow coming down to left thigh, right arm to lengthen over to right side, or to left side. Good. Coming back to center into your warrior two. Left elbow down, right arm over to left side, coming back into your warrior two. And one last time, left elbow coming down, right arm to lengthen, coming back into warrior two, reaching those arms out and staring at your left fingertips for a moment. Feet back parallel, hands onto the hips, tipping hips back, folding forward, opening your chest towards the ground. Nice flat back. Left fingertips down to the ground. Another twist tonight, bringing that right arm up to sky. Coming back into your full forward fold, crown of the head coming down towards the floor. Right fingertips onto the ground, left arm to lengthen up to sky. To come back down, crown of the head towards the ground. Keep your hips tipped back, lengthening out your spine and walking your hands forward as you open the chest and armpits towards the ground. Walking hands back to center, walking, stepping, hopping your feet back together as you unravel the body to come up and roll those shoulder blades back. Wonderful sequence. So bringing your hands to heart center for a moment, deep inhale through the nose, releasing the breath. Second deep inhale, releasing breath. And one more time, deep inhale, releasing the breath. Wonderful. And since I'm outside, I don't have a clock and I can't see what time it is. So I'm going to come over. Oh, good, we have lots of time. Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's enjoying the class so far. Let's keep standing for a few more stretches. Keeping your feet at hip distance apart, we're going to come back up to sky with those arms to interlace the fingers and bring the hands to the back of the head. So your feet are parallel. I want you to bend your knees. I want you to tuck your elbows in, rounding the spine and bringing the chin down towards chest. Coming back up to center, opening up the chest, rolling shoulder blades back, eyes gaze to come up. Coming back to center, rounding spine, chin to come down. And then coming back up to center, rolling shoulder blades back, eyes gaze to come up. Coming back to center, reaching those arms back up to sky. Bring your right hand to the back of the right leg. Let that right hand glide down the leg as you lengthen the left arm up. Coming back up to center and reaching that left arm to come back, right arm to reach up to sky. Bringing that right hand down to the side and rolling the shoulder blades back. Good. Since we're still standing, I would like to do another balancing pose. Lots of balancing poses. I tend to do more balancing poses when I'm outside on the grass for some reason. Maybe it's that grounding effect. So finding a spot to place that left foot onto the floor or the grass, coming onto the ball of the right foot. And what I want you to do is try and grasp hold of your right foot or ankle and bring that right heel in close towards the bum, bringing your knees beside each other if possible. And you're going to lengthen your left arm up to sky. Holding here or gently folding forward as you bring that right foot up a bit higher towards the sky. Slowly coming out of the pose, rolling shoulders, elbows, and wrists to come back. Oh, that breeze is beautiful tonight. So coming into other side, again, if you're outside, finding a flat spot if possible. I've got very bumpy ground here. What you're going to do is press that right foot into the floor, bend that left knee, grasping hold of your foot, your ankle, or the pant leg. If you can't reach the foot, and extending right arm straight up to sky. Bringing that heel in close towards the body to hold here, or to slightly fold forward, or to slightly begin to bring that left foot up. And very slowly to release to come out of the pose. Both arms to reach up to sky, opening into our V formation. Palms back up to touch, and hands coming down to heart center. Thumbs onto the chest, bowing down, deep inhale. Exhale, releasing the breath. Wonderful. So what I'd like to do, I'd like to actually come down onto the hands and knees for another stretch or two. So I just want you to just nice and slowly come right down onto the hands and knees. Knees are underneath your hips, hands are wide spread onto the ground, and just again that gentle sway of the hips from side to side. What we're going to do here is open the knees wide, toes into touch, and bringing those hips back towards the heels. You're going to bring your right arm underneath the left arm, lowering the shoulder down to floor, turning the head to the left side. Slowly to unravel, unthread the right arm back to center, opening up that chest, and taking a moment to thread that left arm underneath the right, drawing that left shoulder to floor, turning head to the right side. Slowly coming back up to center. Hips are back, nice open chest. You're bringing your hands to the floor, or you can tent your fingertips. We're just going to walk our hands over to left side, trying to bring that belly down towards the floor and stretching out that right arm and right armpit. Slowly coming back up, walking those hands back to center, coming over to right side. Open up that left armpit as you float down towards the ground. And then slowly coming back up to center. For a moment, come back into your tabletop position, onto the hands and knees, swaying hips from side to side. All right, so from here we're going to lengthen our right leg back behind us, and we're going to bring the right leg up as high as you can, keeping those arms strong in this position. You're going to bend the elbows, keep them tucked in as you open chest down towards the floor to hold for a moment, and then to come straight back up. Tall, strong arms, bending the right knee to come forward, curling spine, head to knee. Right leg to come up, to lower down, opening chest towards the ground. To push straight back up, and curling right knee forward, head to knee. One last time, right leg to come up, to lower down, to push straight back up, and to bend that right knee, curling the spine, head towards knee. Knees together, feet together, coming into your closed knees, child's pose. Take that moment just to release the spine, head coming down. Coming back up onto hands and knees, swaying out those hips for a moment from side to side. And then back to center, left leg to extend back, left leg to come up nice and high. Bending the elbows, opening chest down towards the floor to push straight back up. Curling spine, forehead to knee. To bring left leg to come up, to come down. To push straight back up, and to draw the forehead towards the knee, rounding the spine. Last time to come up with that left leg, bending the elbows, coming down, opening chest to floor. To push straight back up, rounding spine, forehead to knee. Knees together, feet together, hips back to the heels, rounding the spine, head down towards the ground. Coming up onto the hands and knees, tabletop position, and just very gently swaying forward and back. And from here, we're going to step the right foot forward. Bring that left knee, edge it back as far as you feel comfortable, and tent the fingertips on either side of that right leg. And what we're going to do here, another twist. A lot of twists tonight. Twists are great for the digestion. Bringing that left hand and keeping it down to the floor. Bringing that right hand up to the right thigh and twist and open that chest. Now, instead of bringing that right arm up to sky, I want you to bring that right hand back behind you over towards the right hip. Or sorry, towards the left hip. That nice open chest. Coming back to center, I want you to slowly tip those hips back, bringing the ball of the right foot away from the floor and lowering your chest and head down towards right leg. Coming back up to center, just curling those left toes under for a moment, bringing the left leg, the left knee away from the ground, bringing that right hand up to the thigh again, opening up the chest. Left knee down to ground. You're going to slowly bring your knees back together, coming back into your child's pose for a moment, releasing head down. Coming back up to center, hands and knees, swaying those hips from side to side. And then stepping the left foot forward, coming into your lunge position, edging that right knee back as far as you feel comfortable, tenting the fingertips on either side of the left leg. Coming into our first twist, opening that chest to left side. And instead of bringing that left arm up to sky, you're going to bring that left hand behind you over towards right hip. Coming back to center, you're going to bring that hips back. Bring the ball of the left foot away from the floor as you release belly, chest, and head down towards left leg. Bringing that left foot down to the ground, curling the right toes under, coming back up into a high lunge, opening up that chest to left side, keeping your left hand on the left hip. Slowly releasing down. This is your last time to come into a child's pose. You can choose open knees or closed knees as you release the spine, releasing head down. And then coming up onto your hands and knees, we're going to make a transition to come over onto our backs, into knees to chest pose. So however you can come down nice and slowly, just making sure both cameras can see me. Good. Coming into knees to chest pose and just gently rocking it out from side to side. What we're going to do here is lengthen the legs up to sky. Flexing the bottoms of the feet, pushing the palms to face up, belly button in towards spine. Knees coming into chest, bending the elbows, bringing the hands so they're just above the chest, the rib cage, and then pushing feet and hands back up to sky. Knees, hands to come back into body. To push back up. And to come back into knees to chest pose. Very gentle rock forward and back. Tuck your belly in, rounding the spine, bringing the forehead in towards the knee, coming into small ball. And then lengthening legs up to sky. If you need to bring your head back down to the floor, you can. If not, pushing the bottoms of the feet up towards sky. Bringing that chest and head in towards the legs. Making sure shoulders are dropped. Good. Slowly bringing those knees back in, letting the spine and head release down, and rocking it out from side to side. Bringing your feet down to the ground at hip distance apart, arms reaching out to the sides, and just swaying those knees from side to side. Moving those hips. A gentle twist for the spine. And then from here, bringing those knees back into chest. And just bringing that right leg up to sky, flexing the bottom of that right foot. And taking your time nice and slowly to lower the right foot down as you keep hugging that left knee in towards the left armpit. Just when you think your heel's going to touch the floor, slowly begin to bring that right leg up to sky. To bring right knee into right armpit and to switch sides. So that left leg extending up to sky, flexing the left foot to push up. And then that slow release of the left leg to come down, right knee hugging into chest. To slowly bring that left leg back up to sky. To bring both knees into chest, rocking forward and back or side to side. And then your last movements of stretching, lengthening, twisting, turning the body, however you wish. Any stretch that I didn't do that you'd like to do before we come into final resting position. And finding your way to that final resting position. On your back is probably the most comfortable. You can have the legs lengthened out into a nice wide open V formation, or you can have the bottoms of the feet to touch as well. And you want to make sure you're as comfortable as possible, like this overall sense of release of the body into the ground. And I'd like you to close your eyes. And I'd like all of us to take a nice deep inhale through the nose and let out a sigh of the breath. Second deep inhale and sigh of the breath. And one more time, deep inhale and a sigh of the breath. So I want you to gently rock your head from side to side. You're lying on your back, you're gently massaging the skull into the ground. If you're sitting tall in a position like I am, you can just gently roll your head from side to side, just slow movement. Trying to release any stored tension from the neck that we didn't get at tonight. And then bringing the head back to center. So whether you're lying on the ground or you're sitting tall, I want you to shrug your shoulders towards your ears, taking a deep inhale, releasing shoulders down. Shoulders up to ears, releasing down. One more time to come up with the shoulders. Exhale, release those arms and bring your arms as wide open as possible, or bringing the hands to rest on top of the body. And letting all the muscles in the face relax, letting the back of the head release into the floor. And feeling this overall sense of heaviness traveling down through the body. And feeling the limbs connecting to the ground. Feeling your fingertips become lighter. And feeling your spine becoming more relaxed and at ease. As we travel down through the legs, noticing that heaviness has settled in. Knees are opened out to the sides. There's this heaviness in the heels. There's a very light feeling with the toes. Gentle inhale through the nose. Gentle release of the breath. And with that breath, noticing how your breath has come to this very calm and relaxed pace. Noticing when you release the breath, if the breath is coming through the nose or through the mouth. Noticing if there's any warm or cooling sensation of the breath. And then just noticing how gentle the rise and fall of the belly is with each inhale and each release of the breath. Noticing each time you release the breath, there's this overall sense of comfort coming through the body. Taking the last moment to scan your body, noticing if you're holding on to tension anywhere. And try and let that breath calm that part of the body. Bringing awareness back to that gentle rise and fall of the belly. Just noticing how calm the body feels. Just noticing how calm the breath has become. And noticing that very gentle stillness in the mind, that calm in the mind. As we bring awareness to the breath, taking a bit of a deeper inhale through the nose, a bit of a longer drawn out release of the breath. Deeper inhale coming through the nose, and that release of the breath. And one more time, deep inhale coming through the nose, and gentle release of the breath. Begin to bring movement back to just your fingertips. And wiggling our toes. Rotating the wrists. And then bringing a overall stretch to the body. One last time as you lengthen the legs, arms, coming into gentle twists if you wish. And then beginning to slowly bring your body onto one side into fetal position and just resting there for a moment. And then taking your time to very gently come up into a sitting position to end class. Just begin with a little bit of a sway of the body from side to side, rib cage, shoulders, belly. And I wish I could turn my cameras right now, but there's a little bunny rabbit right next to me, staring at me. He's going to come into final end of class with us. He's just watching us. I love it. We're going to bring hands to heart center. Thumbs resting onto the chest as we raise the arms up to sky, bringing the arms into V formation to look up. Palms back up to touch, hands down to heart center. Second round, adding breath to come up into V formation. Palms back up to touch, hands down to heart center. And one more time, arms to reach up to sky into our V formation. Palms back up to touch, hands coming down to heart center. Thumbs resting onto the chest. Closing the eyes, deep inhale, exhaling through mouth. Second deep inhale, exhaling through mouth. Third and final inhale, exhaling through mouth. I want you to place your hands on top of your chest or hands on top of the heart. And I want you for a moment to just focus on sending love, good thoughts, positive thoughts to the world right now. And taking a moment to bring our thoughts and our focus to Black Lives Matter, to people that are close to us, to this crazy time right now, and to nothing but vibrate love right from the heart, however you can do that. One more deep inhale and release.